I'll try to repeat it. The Eastern Church, by the way, they do not allow priests to marry. They ordain married people. You are what you are when you ordain, and may not change it. In this country, of course, as Blessed John Paul II said, the church should breathe with both lungs, the East and the West. And we are enriched in the United States and throughout the world. It depends on how you count them. 17 or 23 rites in the church, which are not the Roman rite, the Latin rite we know, but other rites. It's the universality of our faith. And the Eastern rites do ordain married men. They do not allow priests to be married, but they ordain married men. Recently, there has been special permission and provision for the Anglican and a certain number of Lutheran ministers to be received into the church and then to be ordained as Roman priests. If they're married, they're allowed to continue that. However, the Roman Church, for almost its entire history, I mean, St. Peter was married, the early apostles were mostly married. Paul was not. I don't mean this in history, divorce was allowed in Judaism. He may have been a widower, he may have divorced before his conversion to Christ, but he clearly practiced celibacy in his ministry. And the Roman Church has always upheld celibacy in its priesthood as the ideal. They often say it wasn't imposed in the 12th century. That's not really true. It was really held, not universally, but pretty strongly. And it's one of, I would say, the particularities of our tradition, which I think strengthens the ministry of Roman Catholic priests. When I was a seminarian, there was a lot of talk about that discipline changing. Blessed John Paul II, before him Paul VI, but John Paul II, in a special way, affirmed that that was part of the gift of the Latin Rite, which would not change.